Welcome back, everybody, to the Westlake Hornets Teambuilder Dynasty here in NCAA Football 14. As today a new season of Hornet football kicks off, as the Westlake Hornets, ranked number 2 in the nation, will kick off season 13 of the series against their rival, the Utah State Aggies. As you can tell, we've got some big changes. We are doing post-commentary for this series now instead of live commentary going forward. And this Westlake roster also has a lot of changes. Offensively, the team is pretty similar. Obviously, the big storyline going into the offseason is, would Stephen Westwood declare for the draft or would he stay in school? And to everybody's surprise, he has decided to stick around for his senior season. The Hornets offense lost wide receiver Ori Ayuluko and 3 starting offensive linemen from last year's team. But the big damage comes on the defensive side of the football. Westlake's defense was the best in college football, and even though most of the defensive line is back, there are 3 totally new starters at linebacker, and of the 6 defensive backs who got big playing time last year, the only one who is returning is senior corner Anthony Mitchell. Welcome, everybody, to the Hornets' Nest here in Burmester, Utah, as the number 2 Westlake Hornets open up their season against their rivals, the Utah State Aggies. On paper, Westlake should have no problem in this game, but it is a rivalry, so I'm sure Utah State will give them strong competition as season 13 is officially underway. Tegan Moon will receive the kick. Expect him and his twin brother, Tristan Moon, to have big seasons. Not a particularly good kick return there by Tegan Moon, as here comes out Stephen Westwood, the now senior quarterback, and the offense. 2nd and 5 here for Westlake. The big addition of this offense is running back Isaiah Sparks. He will join a 3-headed monster in the backfield with John Cummings and Irving Porter. Cummings was in the backfield there. Westwood going to look to throw it. He connects with the sophomore Cassius Troy for a gain of 17 yards and a Westlake first down, as they will keep the chains moving. This offense should play well this season. I mean, they are returning 7 of their 11 starters a season ago, including the quarterback. So I do have major expectations for this offense. That was number 32, Isaiah Sparks, in the backfield, as Westwood's going to run with it. We know he has some wheels, and Stephen Westwood will gain around 22 yards on the run. Very nice play by Stevie, who I do think will be a first or second round pick in next year's NFL draft. Irving Porter, the redshirt sophomore, is now in the backfield. Cassius Troy in motion here on first down, as it's going to be an option pitch. We know Westlake usually struggles with these, but it looks like it'll work out on this play, as Cassius Troy will run for 22. Almost a touchdown there. 3rd and 8 now for Westlake from around the 16. If they don't convert here, we'll have to see the redshirt freshman Zebediah Phoenix II and the field goal unit. As on 3rd down, Westwood looking for John Cummings, who will find the end zone for a Westlake touchdown. Obviously, John Cummings dropped the game-winning pass in the national championship last year, so I'm a little bit worried that it could get to his head, but he was able to catch that one for the touchdown. And Westlake will strike first, their first touchdown of the season. And here is the new kicker, Zebediah Phoenix II, trying to fill in the shoes for the previous kicker, Volker Gantz, as Zebediah's first kick is right down the middle, and Westlake will lead it 7-0. This defense has 7 new starters. It's going to be a major adjustment. Here is the Utah State offense. Nick Gibson is going to be sacked by Big Tuna, number 69, Richard Rivers Jr., one of the few key players on last year's team who has returned. Expect Big Tuna, now a sophomore, to get an expanded role. 3rd and 13 now for the Aggies after the sack by Tuna, as it's going to be a screen over to the star running back Aaron Daniels, and he gains maybe a yard, wrapped up by one of the new starters at linebacker. It's Ronald Benson. That'll force a punt, and Westlake's offense will get it back. 2nd and 1 from around midfield for receivers set. Isaiah Sparks joins Stephen Westwood in the backfield, as Westwood is going to look to throw it. Going to take a shot deep, and it's caught by Dale McBride inside the 15 for a gain of 38. Excellent route by McBride. The Utah State defenders didn't see him coming. That's a huge gain for Westlake. Now from the 15-yard line, it is first down. Isaiah Sparks once again in the backfield. He has still not gotten a touch today, as Stephen Westwood scrambling, looking for his younger brother, Carter Westwood. and Carter's first reception of the season will go for a touchdown. Westlake extends their lead. Carter Westwood, now a junior, would be wise to declare for the NFL draft. I think he would probably be a top 10 pick, so if he's smart, he will, but we'll see. 2nd and 5 for the Aggies. Gibson going deep, and it's caught by Williams. Tristan Moon is there in a hurry, but still a huge gain for Matt Williams. And the Aggies now have it at the 35. Expected there to be growing pains from this Westlake defense. That's normal. This time it's Josh Wright for a gain of 13. I've got to say, the only two players who I'm not impressed with are the Moon twins. Tegan Moon and Tristan Moon have both had a couple bad plays, but other than that, the rest of the team looks really good. 3rd and goal. Gibson's pass is incomplete, but we got a flag. Roughing the passer on David Harris, another one of the new starters at linebacker. Automatic first down for Utah State. That penalty is an absolute killer. You cannot have those roughing the passer calls. And let's see if Utah State will capitalize. 1st and goal. Goal line set as Gibson hands it off for Johnson. And that roughing the passer call would cost Westlake 4 points. Robert Johnson with the touchdown. And the Aggies are only down by 1 score as we are now in the 2nd quarter. 3rd and 7 here for the Hornets. Isaiah Sparks again in the backfield as Stephen Westwood will look to throw it. It's going to be a screen caught by Sparks. His first touch in a Hornets uniform, and it's a fairly good one. He gets 11 and a first down conversion. Sparks is a redshirt sophomore. He played JUCO ball as a freshman, was redshirted last year for Westlake, and now finally gets his chance on the big stage. Here is Sparks' first carry of his career on 3rd and 3, and it's a good one. Sparks down the field. That'll be a touchdown, and Westlake extends their lead. Welcome to college football, Isaiah Sparks. 60-yard run, and the Hornets will extend their lead. This kid is an extremely talented football player, and I think we're going to get to know him really well, really quickly. What a start to the career of Isaiah Sparks, and it is now 21-7. Utah State has it back, 5.5 minutes to go in the quarter as Gibson breaks the tackle and is wrapped up by Big Tuna, but not before gaining 17. That was for redshirt freshman cornerback Bob Adams, who missed the tackle. I'm very high on Adams. I think he's going to be a great player, but not a great first impression. Gibson loses 4 on the option. That time, it's Delvin Hines who brings him down. Delvin Hines is the best player on this defense and probably the best player on this team, period. Coming off a phenomenal junior season where he led the NCAA in sacks by a pretty large margin. 3rd and 10 now for Utah State. Gibson looking to throw it. His pass will go out of bounds. Looks like he was trying to throw that one away, and that'll force a punt. Westlake's offense has it back. This is their 4th drive of the game. Their first 3 all resulted in touchdowns is on 3rd and 10. Irving Porter gets the screen. Porter with the first down and more. Still alive. And Irving Porter continuing to break tackles. He gets 39 yards on the reception. Huge play by Irving Porter. I'm very curious to see what his role on the team is going to be this year with the addition of Isaiah Sparks in the backfield. First down now for Westlake from around the 35-yard line. Westwood going deep for Tegan Moon, and that'll be a touchdown for Westlake. They extend their lead. The first career touchdown for the redshirt sophomore wideout Tegan Moon, and Westlake is now up 28-7. This game on paper is looking a little bit like a blowout, but I mean Utah State's going to continue to fight. First down, there's Moss with a nice first down, bringing it to the 30-yard line for a gain of 16. A few plays later, it is now 3rd and 10. I've got to say, Westlake's defense has looked fairly good so far today. They've not generated a ton of pressure, no sacks yet, as this pass is going to be dropped by Anthony Mitchell. Another thing is, Westlake's defenders have been dropping passes left and right. I mean, like, there have been 4 passes right in the hands of Westlake defenders, and they've dropped all of them. 4th and 10 from the 29, and Utah State is going to go for it. Very gutsy call as Gibson going deep for Mays, and it's caught inside the 10. Bad coverage by Bob Adams. And now the Aggies once again capitalizing off a bad play defensively. Going to try to score the touchdown here. Lowry in motion as it's going to be a handoff for Aaron Daniels. He is untouched like weekend homework, and the Utah State Aggies will extend their lead as it is now 28-14. The Westlake Hornets going to try to widen their lead before halftime. as it's a three-back set. We got Isaiah Sparks to the left of Stephen Westwood, John Cummings to the right. Three receivers set. Westwood scrambling to his right side. Gonna look to throw it, and now he's gonna run with it. Good block by John Cummings as Stephen Westwood gets a nice gain of 20. Probably should not have taken that hit, but oh well, not a super huge deal. Now about a minute and a half to go here in the first half. Westwood is going to be sacked for a loss of 7 by Jake Martin. The first sack for either team today. And now it is 3rd and 13. Irving Porter is the running back in the backfield on this play, as Stephen Westwood's going to look to throw it. Quick pass over to Cassius Troy, who gets around 17. That'll keep the drive going. Westlake has been very nonchalant about the clock, as there's now are only around 7 seconds left here in the first half. Hornets are out of timeouts, so if they don't get the touchdown here, they either have to throw an incompletion or get out of bounds. Hopefully that's not an issue, though, and Westlake can just punch it in, as Stephen Westwood has the open rushing lane, and he will get the short rushing score himself. And the Westlake Hornets will make it a 35-14 lead going into halftime. The offense has looked phenomenal. Stephen Westwood has been nearly perfect in this first half. The defense has not been perfect, but I do think there is a lot to like. And in this second half, expect to see mostly Westlake's backups, a lot of the younger players who are looking for experience. You may be looking for a reason to click off this video because this game looks over, but I think this is a really good opportunity to see what some of the younger players can do. As we now advance to the second half, Utah State starting on offense. The defensive starters for Westlake are still on the field. I assume that will change fairly soon, as on 3rd and 11, Moss with the catch. He gets by Paul King and gains around 20 before being tackled at the 35. Following play for the Aggies, 5 receivers set. Gibson looking to throw it. He is under a little bit of pressure. He's going to get it to Wright. Inside the 15, wrapped up by Mike Wilson, the senior defensive end, and the new starting 3 safety, Kevin Blanchard, who is 6'4" and happens to have some wheels. I'm excited to see what Blanchard does. Very next play, Gibson gonna look to throw it, and he will have the wide open Jay Moss in the end zone for a Utah State touchdown, and they're only down by 2 possessions. I mean, this game is not technically over yet, and now the starters for Westlake are still in on offense except for quarterback. Stephen Westwood is not in the game, and it's now redshirt freshman Marsucio Alteron. Obviously, Stephen Westwood was expected to declare for the NFL draft. That didn't happen, and we were all assuming there would be a big QB battle between redshirt freshman Marsucio Alteron and Keith Fleming. I guess we're going to have to wait till next year. Alteron will play the 3rd quarter, and Fleming will play the 4th quarter unless Utah State makes this game really close, as his first pass completion will go to Dale McBride for a pretty nice gain. 5 receivers set for Alteron, who was the #1 ranked quarterback in his class a couple of seasons ago. 2nd and 10 for the Hornets. They had the football at around the 22-yard line. Alteron going to scramble to his left. He has some wheels. He's not quite as mobile as Westwood. As speaking of Westwood, that's Carter Westwood with the touchdown. Incredible throw by Marsucio Alteron. His first career passing touchdown. And it is now 42-21. The starters remain on the field for Westlake's defense. Is on first down, Aaron Daniels with the handoff, and he's pounded by Dylan Washington for a loss of 3. Very awkward movement there by Daniels, but nonetheless a good play for the Hornets defense. 2nd and 13 now for Utah State. Westlake still does not have a sack today. And right as I say that, speak of the devil, Delvin Hines with his first of probably many sacks of the season, and that would force a punt. All of the backups are now in for Westlake's offense except for running back. So mainly wide receivers, because Westlake does not have a lot of depth on the offensive line. Marsucio Alteron under pressure here on first down. He's going to look for John Cummings. That's a touchdown. A very quick one-play drive, and Cummings scores his 2nd receiving touchdown of the day. Another really nice throw by Marsucio Alteron. And Westlake now leads it 49-21, sorry. As the Aggies have it. 3 minutes to go in the 3rd. Gibson is sacked again. This time it's by Will Herring. The backups are in for Westlake's defense as well, I should have mentioned. Will Herring is probably going to be the starter next year at left end with Delvin Hines gone. So, good start for Herring as he will have a lot of shoes to fill next season. 2nd and 17 for the Aggies. Gibson looking to throw it. He will connect with Jay Moss, who's had a really good game today, and he gets 18. That's good enough for a first down. 3rd and 12 now for Utah State from around the 35-yard line. Just under 2 minutes to play in the quarter. As Nick Gibson gets it to Aaron Daniels on the screen, he has a few blocks, but is wrapped up out of bounds by Mac Terry for a gain of around 7. 4th and 5, Utah State says, screw it. We got nothing to lose, so we might as well go for it. I respect this play call. As Nick Gibson looking to throw it, he's going to scramble and is sacked by Delvin Hines. It looked like the starting defensive linemen were on the field this play, for what it's worth, and Delvin Hines took advantage of getting an extra snap as he gets his 2nd sack of the game, and the offense would get it back. This will probably be the final drive today for quarterback Marsucio Alteron, and then in the 4th quarter, we'll see what fellow redshirt freshman Keith Fleming can do. As on 1st down, Alteron going to look to throw it. Under pressure, and he is crushed to the ground for a loss of 10 by Trent Green, as it is now going to be a 2nd and 20 after the sack. Alteron still has some pocket mechanics to work on, but I'm sure with due time, he will improve that. I mean, he's going to have to practice against Westlake's defensive line every day, so he's going to be used to a good pass rush coming after him. 3rd and 14, Alteron is again sacked, losing 8 this time. It's once again Trent Green, his 2nd sack of the day, and for the first time in this football game, Westlake will have to punt it. Westlake's offense has scored a touchdown on every drive today before that one. That just goes to show how good this offense has been. 1st down, we got a fumble. Tristan Moon coming in with the strip sack. It is recovered by the Aggies. They are very lucky an offensive lineman was right there. Tristan Moon will mostly play on the outside this season. However, he is getting some slot reps, and he definitely took advantage on that play, forcing the fumble. As Westlake's offense now has it here in the 4th quarter, redshirt freshman Keith Fleming is into the game at quarterback. Keith Fleming compares a lot more to Stephen Westwood. Doesn't have phenomenal accuracy, but he does have some wheels, as Fleming will run for a gain of 13. A lot of high school talent evaluators thought that Keith Fleming would have to play running back or wide receiver in college, but Westlake believes he has a good enough arm to be a productive quarterback. 3rd and 4, Fleming is joined by his former high school teammate Irving Porter in the backfield as he connects with Maurice Rogers, the freshman wideout, for a first down. Keith Fleming's first pass completion of his career, and that's Rogers' first reception of his career. So now it's 1st and goal. The Hornets going to try to punch it in as Keith Fleming will fake the handoff for Sparks, and that'll be a touchdown for Keith Fleming on the read option. His first of probably many rushing touchdowns as a Hornet, and Westlake now leads this game 56-21. Aggies have it back, 3rd and 1. Nick Gibson going to keep it on the option, and he loses 3. The sophomore corner, Marvin Bailey, was right there with the tackle, as it looked like Gibson could have gained the first down had he made a quick enough adjustment, and then before he knew it, Bailey was right there for the stop. So Westlake's offense has it back. Fleming is joined by Isaiah Sparks in the backfield. Sparks' only carry today was that 60-yard touchdown. This is his 2nd career carry, and just like the first one, it's going to go for 6. Isaiah Sparks with his 2nd career carry and his 2nd career rushing touchdown. 2 carries and 114 yards for 2 touchdowns. All I've got to say is, I think Westlake is going to make sure he gets more than 2 carries next week. What a game from Isaiah Sparks. Aggies have it back. It's now 63-21. Playing for pride at this point is it's going to be an interception for Mo Rogers. Not the player I would have expected to get the first interception of the season, considering Mo Rogers is a wide receiver. He did play some defensive back in high school, so I guess Westlake decided to give him a couple snaps on defense, and, well, he made the most of it, to say the least. I would have expected somebody else actually on the defense to get the first interception of the year, but you know what? You'll take what you can get. Hornets offense has it back. Now around 2 minutes left in the game, and Westlake is still taking shots deep. A 43-yard bomb from Fleming over to Titus Moss. Obviously, you would normally chew the clock here, but since Westlake wants to see what Keith Fleming can continue to do, they are going to continue to give him meaningful snaps. 3rd and inches from around the 11-yard line. Fleming keeps it on the option, and Keith Fleming with his 2nd rushing touchdown of the game. And Westlake is not going to go for the extra point. They're going to take a kneel down. You know why? The scoreboard says 69, and I mean, the 69 has to stay. It's a very nice number, and you got to respect the memes, and that's what Westlake is doing, is Keith Fleming will take a kneel down, and that's how this game ends. Hornets with a dominant 69, nice, to 21 defeat of the Utah State Aggies. The Hornets offense was flawless. In the first half, Stephen Westwood scored 4 touchdowns, 3 in the air, 1 on the ground. In the third quarter, 2 passing touchdowns for Marsucio Alteron, and Keith Fleming added 2 rushing touchdowns in the fourth. But the big story offensively was Isaiah Sparks. He only had 3 touches all game, a 11-yard reception, and then 2 carries for 114 yards and 2 touchdowns. I think that kid's going to be pretty good. Defensively, Westlake showed some growing pains, but I think there is a lot to like. Next week, the Hornets have a bye week, and then week 3, they will be taking on head coach Mason Conway's alma mater, the Michigan State Spartans, led by a talented junior quarterback, Koko Nwosu. That'll end the episode. I hope you guys enjoyed. Make sure to hit the like button and subscribe. Let me know what you think of this post-com style in the comments. I'm out. Peace.